Nissan GT channel with Sam Mitani, James McKeone, and Taro Koki.
Okay, hey everybody.
Hello,
welcome,
everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the 10th installment of our GT channel podcast livecast we call Podspeed. My name is Sam Mitani, former, well, I guess current still automotive journalist, not as active as I used to be, but we have two more active automotive journalists here. So to my left is James McKeone, who is also our sound guy, and he is also the host of the No Braking podcast. Say hello, James.
Hello, everybody. Pleasure being here as always with you guys too. Such a lovely day. Stress-free today, which is nice for a change.
We got this thing going live.
Amazing.
We got it going.
And Taro Koki,
Hello.
the GT channel fame. He's the one who put all this thing together, the actual podcast and livecast together. And he also is the video feed
engineer.
guide. Yeah, and he's always had problems
producer.
every week. But this week, I think we're good.
I think we're live.
So,
I think we're okay.
yeah. So, anyways, that is Taro Koki, and it's been
James is checking. I think we are live.
We are very much live.
good. Hopefully we're working.
Good
Hopefully you
deal.
guys could hear us.
Send us your comments.
Yeah, since James is very, very, very busy with his technical stuff right now. Taro, what you been up to this last month?
Oh, we've been. It's been a busy week. Besides everything going on with our website. We've been
Good. I've seen some updates and improvements.
We've been
which is
working
awesome.
on the technology, and this week is actually we're doing something that we usually don't do, but we're working with Rugby World Cup actually in Japan.
Fun.
Yeah,
I like rugby.
Rugby World Cup
it's
starts
awesome.
on Friday. Japan versus Russia, and Japan is hosting this game. No, the games.
How does that tie in with GT?
Well, so
Grand
GT
Touring
channel. So GT channel has a new video hyperlinking technology that uses micro moments.
Right,
Basically,
right,
you
right.
can hyperlink
awesome,
certain
yeah.
points of the video to share and discover new things. It's like a hyperlinkable video.
Mm-hmm.
And J Sports in Japan is
That's the channel, right? That's the
J Sports is like an ESPN
Right,
of
right,
Japan.
right,
Yeah, so
right.
they do like Super GT
okay,
racing.
okay.
They do
All
like
right.
Super
Oh, we'll be
Taikyu
talking
too.
about that later. Yeah.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to talking about Super
Yeah,
GT
and
later.
and they have in Japan they like Nippon TV and I think some other channels are broadcasting the Rugby World Cup. But J Sports is also one of the broadcasters of the games.
Let's cut to the chase. Well,
Yeah.
How does
So
okay.
we're basically
We're
using
running out of time
we're
already.
using our technology. We're using our technology to
help them out?
out
okay,
with
that's cool.
tagging and putting in micro moments in their highlight videos.
Oh, okay.
So,
Very
yeah,
cool.
So very
Okay.
exciting.
More importantly, who's going to win the Rugby World Cup?
Well, Ireland is ranked number 1 in the
Oh, they
world
are?
right now. Yeah, and the All Blacks, New Zealand is ranked
Yeah,
number
New
2.
Zealand. Those
but
Maoris are tough, man.
yeah, they're tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be
I used to love watching the sevens too.
I love rugby.
I think
Yeah.
you love drinking more at the sevens and watching the sevens.
Oh, I actually did that in Hong Kong once. It was awesome. James, what you been up to?
It's been pretty quiet. I mean, I've had the vehicle on loan that we'll talk about later
Right,
in the
right,
podcast. But
right.
other than that, it's been pretty quiet.
You're
I've been,
gushing about, but yeah.
yeah, no, I really am a big fan of it. It's something that's rather unique and unusual from what I really sort of step out of my comfort zone. But yeah,
Okay.
so that's probably what I've been the most thing this time. to be honest.
Okay. Cool,
And obviously the No Braking podcast is coming along, so everyone
Right.
should obviously.
Who have you had
Awesome.
on the show recently?
Recently, the most recent guest was a car designer who designs Hot Wheels cars.
Oh.
Tyler Terrest. He was on more there most recently.
What do you mean by designing Hot Wheel cars? Because Hot Wheel cars are already, of course. You mean the original ones that
Yeah,
that
so
they don't
they've
make
got- so
like
they've got-
reproductions of a
Yes,
Mustang?
they've got what they call the base model cars, which are the ones that you see that are unusual cars, for example.
Right.
And then they've also got character cars, which
Ah,
are different
okay.
for based on the different shows and different characters
that
and things
must
like
be
that.
cool, yeah.
So Tyler designs those cars. So he's one of our latest guests.
Oh, awesome.
Really good. And then we're going to be talking to David Baller from Baller Exhaust. It's
Okay.
coming up,
Okay.
which is very interesting how the technology behind the sounds that they've put for their exhaust, where they've taken a real audiophile approach to it. And then a friend of you, I believe, Sam James Chen is going
Yeah,
to be
good
guesting
guy,
on the
yeah.
show.
Axis wheels, yeah. Very
So,
successful.
I
yeah.
understand that he got quite an eclectic car collection that we should
He
mention
does.
and broach.
Yeah, he does. He has a few cars that you would go, whoa, So, I mean, he's got some really nice cars.
But everyone should definitely subscribe to the No Braking Podcast. Find it wherever you listen or catch your podcasts. And also go check us out on No Braking and Instagram and Facebook at nobraking.com.
Awesome. So, sounds like you guys have been busy, though. Let's see. So,
What you been up to, Sam?
me? It's been a quiet week. I've been working on my...
How many houses did you buy in Hawaii this week, Sam?
I didn't buy any. I haven't bought any yet at all. But let's see. Been working on my second novel, so I'm it's going slowly but surely, I think.
And how many of us in this room are going to be parts of that second novel, Sam?
Well, it's set about a long time ago, so you guys probably won't be.
No cool Japanese dude named Taro
No,
in the
no,
show?
no,
No James?
no.
No,
No trusty animal steed called Kaiju Kiwi?
No, that's a good name though. But yeah, no. You guys might be maybe the book after that. You guys,
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to work you guys in there. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Little, smart aleck Brit. And some surfer dude who can't get his sound together, Japanese dude. Yeah, that would be perfect. You guys will know who it is.
I don't know who those people are.
I
Taro,
wonder.
do you?
I have no idea. Who's that?
So, anyways, while you guys were having a good month, Nissan was not having a very good month. The current CEO, of course, you guys, I hope you guys know that they ousted Ghosn, Carlos Ghosn, the superstar CEO of the whole alliance, and then the guy who ousted him.
He got in trouble too, didn't he?
Yes, he admitted to him getting overpaid by $400,000, and so he's the ultimate hypocrite. And he got I think he's kind of in a little bit of hot water. So, anyways, but otherwise, I'm telling you, it's the executives there that are bad, but the workers there, I mean, they are hardworking. I know a lot of them. And they're still making great products. And what's really good to see is the workers right now, the people who are actually making the company move, are still just going full straight on and not letting this discourage them. And this kind of goes into the stuff that they're working on for the future. And the first one is, we hear from our sources, and this is pretty hot news.
Very exciting.
Yeah, that Nissan is working on a GT-R. Working on a GT-R, a final GT-R for the R35. Now,
very exciting.
This is going to be the GT-R to end all GT-Rs, right?
Well, there's going to be the R36 too. We'll be talking about.
No, but the R35 GT-R to end all GT-Rs.
Because we always thought that it was the Nismo, right? The Nismo, and what's the Nismo priced at again? It is priced
Like
at 200 something. Yeah, something crazy. Like $200 something thousand, and we go, this is the GT-R to end all GT-Rs, but not so fast.
We were fooled.
This GT-R that you see here is an artist rendering we got from our good friends at Best Car, and the rumor is that this baby is going to be $400,000, which is $200,000 more than the Nismo. Okay?
So what you're saying is
it's a supercar.
You could buy this one, the Nismo, and a regular R35, and still have lots and lots of change left to buy any other kind of sports cars you want, rather than buy the ITAL design.
Well, the ITAL design is $1 million. So, but no, you could buy two of the two Nismos, right, and give one to your buddy, your British buddy, if he needs a car. Right?
Sam, I had a friend once, never again.
What? Never
I had
again?
a friend once, so I couldn't. If I had two cars, I wouldn't be able to give some to some.
James doesn't have
you would
any
keep
friends.
both?
I don't have any friends.
Okay. Well, I would. All right. Well, I would give mine to you.
Oh, that's very
Yeah,
kind
that's
of you,
what
Sam.
that's what I was getting at. Anyways,
Okay,
so
okay.
yeah, so the Nismo GT-R is due out next month, but this car we won't see probably until 2021 or 2022. So, I mean, the Nismo already has 600 horsepower, right, at 486 pound-feet of torque, which is a lot. So 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. How are you going to go faster than 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds?
You could always go 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds,
Yes,
Sam.
but is that worth $200,000?
Yes.
Okay. But another interesting thing about this car is they say only 20 are going to be made. So it's going to be super exclusive.
Right.
And I think this car makes sense because it's the Supra Toyota GR. Remember the car we talked about last time?
The Le Mans.
That's going to be $400,000 or $500,000 car. Yeah,
the Le Mans inspired one.
Yeah, it could even be $1 million. Who knows? But that car's coming out. So Toyota or the Japanese manufacturers are getting into the high-end super
hypercars.
exotic hypercar game. So. So we hear it's going to be 20 units, and I also hear that the ETAL design car, that was 50? It was a limited production of 50 cars, for about $1 million a shot, right?
Yes.
They say they sold them all out. That's what we hear. Wow. Nothing official, and I don't think they're going to release any information if they sold them all out yet, but they said they're sold them all out. And this is the Nismo that for those of you who could see it. How it looks. I mean, great looking car. I mean, I think the R35 really has not looked better than it has in this generation. And then that's the ETAL design car. By the way, what do you guys think of the looks of the ETAL design?
I like the ETAL design. Look.
What about you?
I prefer the front than I do the back. I think the back was a bit.
I don't have a picture of the back.
Because I got to see it at Monterey when they did.
That's right. You saw it live.
And we got to hear it race around the track. Yeah. I mean, it's a good looking car.
And the grill is kind of big, I mean, the
grill is
kind of has the fish look.
Can you show us again, Sam, how it looks?
I can't.
But our fans are wanting it. We've got all our fans online asking to see your face again.
It does look like a fish. It looks like a blowfish.
A little bit, yeah.
It's the fugu.
Yeah,
fugu, yeah. So anyways, back to this car. What we're hearing, and Best Car was guessing too, is that we'll probably see the 3-liter V6 based on the GT3 car, GT3 race car. Do I have it here? I don't think I have a photo of it here. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So the GT3 race car that races in Europe, and even though it's limited, I think the GT3 one's limited to about 500 something horsepower for the racing.
Yes.
This one, they say it's got potential to go over 700.
I think they always have the potential
They
to
do.
go
They
as
do.
much
They
as
do.
they want.
Exactly.
It's very
That's
much
true.
a case of scaling
That's
it
true.
down.
That's true. That's true. And they also say the body and chassis are going to be based on the GT3 race car also. So we're talking a lot of carbon fiber. Right. So it's going to be it's going to be a very costly car, but they're going to be selling for $400,000. Wow. Now my question to you guys is this smart? Is this good? Is this
and this one's a limited edition as well, right?
Which one? Yeah. Only 20. Less than the ETAL design car.
They'll sell them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
I totally agree. I think it's it seems to be the way that car manufacturers are going. The idea of being able to have a bespoke car or having a very few limited run, I think is certainly the way that you're able to maximize your revenue potential on a vehicle, especially with the design costs involved and the idea of this being the last one before changing it over. I think it'd be a fine send off.
I think so too.
And it's nothing original about it. Like in a sense, they're using technology from the GT3 race car. Right?
Well, we don't know. There could be.
Well, if they
probably
right?
not.
And
though,
plus, it's based on a car that already exists, so it's not like they're making a $400,000 car out of nowhere.
Scratch, no,
right?
because that would take
From
millions.
Scratch. Exactly.
Millions and millions of development.
And it's 20 limited. I mean, there's a bunch of GT-R fans out there. It's the last one coming out.
Would you buy it as an investment?
I mean, if I had $400,000 to throw around, maybe.
Well, you do, don't you?
No, I don't.
He's not he doesn't have Sam Mitani money.
No, I don't have Sam Mitani. Yeah, I'm not going around Hawaii looking for condos and houses on the beach. But
he doesn't look for condos. He looks for hotels to buy.
I wish.
Hotels.
Yeah.
Complexes is what Sam buys.
He only buys like the boardwalk, the last line on Monopoly, right?
Yeah. He looks there and goes, you know what, Zuckerberg, can I have your palatial plantation?
Can I use your jet? Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyways, no. So as an investment, I mean, think about it. It's the R35 is the first internationally and especially the U.S. market available GT-R. Mm-hmm. So in a way, it's kind of historic in that sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's got a great brand history, right? All the way going back to the Prince, right? Mm-hmm. Motors days. Will this car someday fetch on the auction block?
I think so.
Millions. I wonder if it will.
I think so. Like in 20 years, or somewhere it would sell. As an investment.
I'd agree.
Yeah. Me too. So I would almost think of now if I were to give you, James, a choice of this car. Let's just say it's out, and this car, one of the 20, and was it 500 or whatever LFA? Which car would you would you take?
Which one? One of the last edition LFAs?
Yeah, let's just say one of the last
Well,
ones.
no, because this is a lower number.
Yeah,
So there's only
exactly.
20 of these, and there's 500 of them.
So wait, I'm not saying for an investment. I'm saying maybe for both. Maybe you want to enjoy it, and then if one of them gets really up in price, maybe you have the option of selling it.
I mean, honestly, let's be honest. The person who's going to be buying this
Could buy both,
$400,000,
but
no, the person who's going to be buying a $400,000 GTR probably already has a regular GTR, probably already has another different kind of
Could,
GTR.
yeah, probably.
So, I mean, at this point, how often are you going to see these driven? Probably not that often. How often are you going to see them driven hard?
Use your imagination, James.
I'm just saying that, as you mentioned, Sam, if the regular Nismo is doing it in 2.5 and this one goes 2.4, are you really splitting hairs? You need to go on the one that goes 2.4 that you're looking at your investment for the future, or are you happy to go mob around the 2.5
it's such an easy
one?
question. Would you take this GT-R or the LFA?
I'd probably take the GT-R.
You?
That's a tough one.
I know. You
It's a tough
made
one.
it even tougher with all that.
Yeah.
all those little
I mean, it's a
points.
tough one because they're both limited, right?
But like James said, this one's a lot lower in number.
Yeah, it's a lot lower in number.
And the price, asking price off the, it will be about the same. Well, that's what we're hearing,
Right,
because
right.
that's a $375,000, $400,000
that's
car.
a,
The
that's a
LFA
tough
was.
question, but like if you're thinking about an investment,
No, I'm not. I'm saying which would you just take?
Well,
no, not investment because we can't.
well, if I'm gonna buy this,
this isn't a business show. It's a
but if
car
I'm gonna,
enthusiast
well,
show.
but car enthusiasts buy cars
For investment,
for
yeah,
investment.
yeah.
Well, they,
All right,
they
you're
want to make
making
sure
it
that
too difficult.
They want to make
Which
sure that the
car
value
would you
goes up.
take?
Huh? Which I don't know.
You got to answer, man. My God,
LFA.
you'll take the LFA?
Yeah.
I would probably take the LFA too, but still.
Probably for investment
But we don't-
reasons too, because it came out.
Well, I'm
it
not
came out
talking-
earlier, so it'll probably.
Well, it's older.
it's
so-
older. Yeah, exactly. So.
So, anyways, okay, but anyways, I'm excited. I would love to see this car, like you said, the one to end all R35s. We all think it's a great idea. We'd love to see how how this car is going to take shape at the very end. Moving from this to the next topic is actually we have information on the R36, which would come out after this.
You heard it first.
You heard it here.
always
first.
hear it first.
Yeah. Yes, you do. Actually,
Yeah.
you do.
And tell us what you think, please.
Well, and
Leave
here
a comment.
is a rendering of it, and
Wow.
yeah, it's believe it or not, this is a rendering, so it's very hard to judge it. But I like the looks of this thing better than the current car. Yeah.
I like how
Wallen Guard.
controversial you are, Sam.
Yeah, exactly. So we hear though it is actually being developed right now. So there will be an R36, guys, and like I said, there's been some turmoil at the top of Nissan, the Nissan board and stuff, or Nissan executive branch, but these guys are still working away building cars.
So the source is Best Car again.
Best
for this
car, of
one?
course, best
Yeah.
car, and some other of my peeps over
And-
there that
and
I
there
can't.
were-
I
His
can't-
spies that
Yeah,
he
my
has.
spies. Yeah.
And the article pretty much said that it is in development, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is in
It is in-
development. Yeah. But that's what they said. But,
That's what they said.
But
Yeah.
That's what he said.
They've been wrong. They have been
They
wrong.
have been wrong,
They
yeah.
have been wrong.
They have been wrong.
Yeah, they have been wrong. So, anyways, we hear that it is going to be a hybrid. So,
Which makes sense.
that's where the market is going.
Yeah.
Ferrari started with a hybrid.
For a lot of supercars,
Yeah.
they're, yeah.
And a 3-motor system, which is the same basic system as the Acura NSX. So, but it won't be like the Acura NSX. And a couple of insiders told us that if you want to kind of know what kind of powertrain it's going to be, just look no further than the Infiniti Q60 Black concept, which they introduced, I think it was at Pebble. It's a really awesome looking car here. And that thing packed a hybrid powertrain, which borrowed technology from Renault's Formula One cars. So, and as if you don't know already, Renault is an alliance partner of Nissan, and Nissan Infiniti is Nissan's luxury division. And this car has an energy recovery system, as we know in Formula One cars. That's why they don't sound as awesome as they used to, but they don't sound bad. Yeah, once you get used to those
I think
Formula
they
One
sound
cars,
great.
yeah. But you
Is this
remember
the-
those
is this the-
V12s
is this the
back in
current
V10s.
or
Infiniti?
V10s and V12s.
Is this the
There
current-
was V12s at one
Oh, there
point.
was,
Wow.
yeah.
Is this the current Infiniti?
This is the Q60 Black.
Q60
Yeah,
Black.
this is the Q60 Black, which has that. system. So the Q60 Black has a 400 horsepower, 3-liter twin turbocharged V6, which is increased to 563 horsepower because of the 3 electric motors. So think of the next R36 GT-R with at least that much horsepower, right? The energy recovery system for Formula One is adopted by a motor generator on each of the turbochargers. So the third motor generator is mated to the engine, and these motors recover energy from the exhaust, regardless if the car is accelerating or braking, and the recovered energy can charge the battery. So it is very green also. Infiniti calls this thing a dual hybrid powertrain, and they say, this thing you'll find it in the next GT-R. So this Q60 Black was the test bed, for testing out this new drivetrain for the next generation GT-R.
Do we have a timeline for the R36?
Well, if the all-to-end-all GT-R, the Supra GT-R comes out in 2021, 2022, we're talking 2022, 2023. So. 4 years, yeah.
4 years from now?
Yeah, probably about 4 years from
Which would be roundabout where they expect the car to be if they're talking about the powertrain now and the design standpoint.
Probably, yeah.
It's
So
4
it's
years
going to
away.
take, it's
sounds
going to take.
realistic, though. As
Very realistic.
Yeah.
When did the
Well,
Skyline...
we only report realistic news.
When did the Skyline, the R35, when did it debut? When did it go on sale?
2007? Something like that.
2007?
Yeah, something like that.
So that'd be just past 15 years.
Yeah.
So that's a good time.
It's a good number. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good number. And the major redesign they had 2 years ago, right? I mean that was pretty big. These were when Hiroshi Tamura took over. Yeah, he really made that car into a very, very nice, smoother car than the clunky thing that first came out. Even though the clunky thing that first came was just world beating too.
I'm not sure I ever called it clunky, Sam, like you, but I know you
Well, remember the gearbox?
I'm just saying, Sam, you're the one that came out and said that Nissan made a clunky gearbox, is what I'm hearing. Taro, did you just hear that?
You heard it first.
That's right. So
You didn't hear it first. It's all over the place. Remember that Hitler video with him complaining about his GT-R's transmission blowing up? That was hilarious.
And now you're bringing the Third Reich into it as well, Sam. Come on, let's move away from that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, he did.
Well,
So-
I remember the R35 came out 15 years ago because that's the same year that we founded GT Channel, 2007.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
came out the same year.
So about the time this thing comes out, we'll have this new GT channel coming out. Just kind of, yeah?
Neo GT Channel.
Yeah, new and improved GT channel. I hope, right? By then.
Yeah, of course.
So anyways, I hope this car will come with that power plant because it sounds like it's pretty awesome. And if this thing comes out 560 to 600 horsepower, I think we're gonna all-wheel drive is gonna be an awesome car.
We'll have to drill Tamura-san next time he's
Yeah,
over
he
here.
won't tell you anything. I mean, he won't tell you anything. So anyways, any comments on this car, you guys?
No, I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to seeing what more they have. And obviously, I like the idea of the hybrid and bringing the Formula One technology into it.
Yeah.
I think that's
It's
a
a
great
natural,
idea.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Where else are you gonna
definitely.
put it if not the GT-R?
I think it's more realistic than the four-door GT-R that we were talking about.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, I think so. I think they'll never come out with a four-door R35 GT-R. Yeah.
Would you like to see one?
No.
No? Oh, you don't even want to see one?
No.
You have a family. You could have a GT-R and put your kids in the back.
My kids are still small. Like they can fit in the two-door.
Well, what if in a few years here, in 2024?
Oh, this one R36
Yeah.
four-door? No, I don't think I want to see one.
Really? How about you?
Sure.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a 3 Series, you have a 4 Series, and 4 Series even makes a 4-door now, the Grand Coupe.
Well, if I want a four-door, I'll get a BMW or something else or
Really?
Skyline. They have four doors. Or Infinitis they have four doors.
Yeah, well, it'd be a sedan. It wouldn't
Yeah.
be quite like this.
Wow.
Okay.
It'll be a sedan if it's a four-door though.
I wouldn't mind seeing a 4-door one of this, but it is kind of starting to make mixing.
Yeah.
So, but I do get your point too. So, anyways, going from this hybrid to this hybrid now. This baby is we have confirmed that it is being developed, and they kind of need it because the NSX has kind of been a little invisible these days, and. I don't know if it's just coincidence or if these guys are actually seeing each other, what everyone else is doing, but they are going to come with a pretty high-end exotic car with this thing too.
Yeah, this is the first exciting thing that's happened to the
And,
NSX.
Yeah, and it is the Type R.
Yes.
And we always, all Honda enthusiasts love Type Rs.
Type Rs.
Whether it's a Civic, whether it's
Integra?
Integra had a
Integra.
Type R, exactly. So, and of course, the NSX Type R has been
That's
been
a
great,
legendary car.
yeah, a Type R, Type S. Remember, I love the NSX Type S. So this they say is coming out a little before the Supra GT-R, which is they say this one's 2021, the Acura NSX Type R, and this is the artist rendering of it. This is how it looks. It looks better, but it still looks. I've never been a big fan of the styling of the NSX. Have you? What do you guys think?
I like it, Sam.
Yeah, you've always liked Honda cars, Honda
know.
designs. I think Honda designs, I don't know, man. Sorry, Honda designers, but what do you like
So
about
Honda
it?
can send all the loaner cars to me, and they can send all the hate mail to you, Sam. is
That's
basically what we're
probably
saying.
well, that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the chassis will be fine-tuned for better handling than the current car, which is a great handling car as it is. The body will have a lot of carbon fiber parts, and you'll see there's a big rear spoiler in the back, which actually I think makes the car look all right. Lower front spoiler. That looks like it's carbon fiber too. And these things are, the stock price right now for the regular NSX is $160,000, but we hear that this car, the Type R, $300,000.
That's a
Is what
hefty
they're
price for
That is a bit of a big markup of it.
It is.
45% the cost of the car.
We haven't heard if it's going to be a limited edition. I don't know. I don't think so. But at $300,000, they might want to make it a limited edition, just to kind of give it a little more exclusivity and a little more bump. Thoughts?
I agree with you. I think it should be a limited for $300,000. I mean, that's not easy money to put down on an NSX.
Well, $160,000 is a lot of money to put down on an NSX, and that's
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's called a Type R. It's going
is,
to be
it's a Type R.
faster, but I mean, 300,000. That's pretty.
Well, you don't like the way it looks either, right?
No, I'm not a big fan of the current
styling.
NS. Yeah.
Okay. So let's ask someone who thinks actually it looks good. That would
James?
be you, James.
Oh, me?
That would be you, James.
I mean, I think
That's why we don't get any cars from Honda.
so. How much more performance are you going to get though for the $140,000?
We don't know yet, but
I mean,
it'll be a lot lighter. And
If I go
it's-
back to my basics on Gran Turismo 2 and I look at the difference between when you buy the NSX, the Type S, the Type R, there was always very marginal difference between the models. There'd be like, say,
yeah, not big engine swaps or
no,
anything like
nothing
that.
big.
Right.
It's
There'd be a
just-
few horsepower more,
Right.
and it'd be a few, maybe 100 pound less in regards to when you're looking at the schematics. So
Right.
I'd really be looking for more for that price difference.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about what they're doing with inside the sheet metal. So, but at $300,000, if this rumor is true, they've got to be doing something.
I mean, if they
to pump
ramped it up
power
more
stuff.
on the hybrid side and it was more on the energy side, it was
Right.
going more like a full electric, maybe that could be something that would be real interesting. Where it was going more on the electric side, because we're still not seeing that much from them, whereas we're seeing it
And
obviously
that
with
could
the...
be a possibility, especially with Taycan coming out. I mean that
That's an interesting
saturate
point.
the,
Yeah.
the market. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it went all
We haven't
electric,
heard.
that'd be real interesting, I think. Because they already got the hybrid, so why would you want to keep... I mean, you've already got the hybrid, you can always...
But even if it is all electric,
Type R.
yeah, but
huh?
even if it is
That's
all
interesting.
electric, would you buy this over the Taycan? A Taycan you could get at the Turbo S for $160,000.
But the Tesla's already beaten the Taycan R.
We're gonna
Taycan S.
talk about this at the end of
Oh,
the
sorry. Okay,
sorry.
sorry,
I
I'm
added that
jumping
on
ahead.
yesterday because some breaking news came in. So
Sorry, breaking news.
That's all right, but yeah, I'm with you. I think they have to give it a little more than what traditionally the Type R,
Yeah.
was given. So.
Right.
But I think they need to do something with this car. They need to get it out there. They need to make it more visible. I mean, it is a supercar, a Japanese supercar one, And if you ask me, it's one of the first. I guess I would say the 2000 GT would be the first Japanese supercar
Right.
to come out, and then the NSX would be right up there too.
Yep.
And then of course the GT-R. So
Yeah, well, that kind of like lit the fire of the Japanese, like, performance car era, back in
Which
the
one did-
in the original NSX.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
in
yeah.
the in the
Especially
late
with-
'80s.
Especially with their Formula One tie-up,
Right. Yeah,
and
that was like
and
the
Senna
NSX
and-
Suspension by Senna.
Yeah, right.
Soichiro
And
Honda,
and
the
the
legendary
monocoque
man
and the
there.
all,
Yeah.
I mean,
It looked
you
like
know.
a jet fighter.
Yeah, I mean that just so the NSX.
That's still
I mean,
my favorite.
yeah,
the first
right.
generation.
The first
first
generation
NSX.
NSX and I just love how they developed it. And then when they came out with the Type R, everyone was really excited about it because I don't remember how much it cost, but it wasn't like like
I don't think-
45%.
I don't think it was ever marketed here. I think it was only Japan market.
Well,
Type R.
yeah, not here,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in Japan, even in Japan, I don't think
Yeah.
it was like 45% more expensive than
No,
the,
no,
than
no,
the
no.
base
It wasn't.
model.
It was expensive, but it wasn't that
Right.
expensive. Yeah. So, but maybe Honda's saying, "Hey, look at Nissan and Toyota. They are one of the big three. They're kind of getting into this exotic supercar game. We can't be left
behind.
out.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't be
So,
left behind.
yeah. So anyways, hopefully you Honda enthusiasts out there are excited about this car, or excited that Honda is thinking of doing something with the NSX. I hope so. I mean, even though I would buy an first generation NSX. Oh, they are getting up in price, but I mean, it's a car I would love to own. Yeah, I still root for these guys.
Yeah,
the guys,
yeah.
So such
I like the
good
brand.
history in
I like the
racing,
NSX
yeah,
brand,
and
and
they're
so-
still in IndyCar. So anyways, going from this to this, which is the Super GT's.
What are we looking at
Super
here?
GT.
Oh, Super GT, yeah.
The three manufacturers that we just talked about, the big three.
NSX and GT-R.
Yeah, they
Yep.
just introduced their cars to the 2020 season. And Toyota will be, their car will be the Supra, because it's usually been the Lexus these past years. And this is the first time that Toyota is bringing out their car into the Super GT since 2006. And what's awesome about this coming season is that Super GT and the DTM, their regulations are merging, which means that there can
They
be a
can-
possibility of combined races, which would be awesome.
Yeah, they've been talking
Japanese-
about that
yeah,
forever, though.
But,
I'm
but
so
this year,
happy.
now the regulations are
So that's
identical.
I'm guessing 2020 that start.
Yeah. But there are no races that that they'll be featured in together yet. So,
Right.
But God, can you imagine seeing these cars against the BMWs and the Mercedes and the
BMWs
Audis?
and
Oh,
Audis.
it'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Have some of them come to Japan and race at
Oh
Fuji.
yeah, well
and
it'd be I
these
think
guys
could think
go
it'd be a
to-
World Series.
Yeah, these guys go out
yeah.
to Nürburgring.
I think
and-
it'd be so exciting to watch, and it'd be just as much excitement as these four gentlemen have in this photo.
Yeah,
I mean, these guys are over the moon. They've never been so excited in their lives. These four guys.
Well, that's Bando-san right there on the left. He's the chairman of GT Association.
Okay. So, anyways, the merge
but they
regulations.
still look incredibly happy.
He looks
Taro.
super excited. Look at
so
that.
excited.
Yeah, this is them at the happiest.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So if only I dream to be as happy as these guys in my life.
That
Well,
would be hard to do.
I'm sure there are a lot of fans that are very happy about this happening finally. This is like the revival of like 2006, 2007 when we had the Supra and the NSX and the GT-R. That's the first
Right,
time
because the
all of
Supra
these
is never-
three
yeah.
And it'd be- I know-
flagship cars have been
Did-
together.
Don't Aston Martin race have raced the GT series?
Oh
as
yeah,
well?
GT300. Yeah,
Yeah.
You see BMWs and those cars in the GT300 and the GT500. Ferraris,
so
yeah,
it'd be nice to
Ferraris,
see more
yeah.
mix in the GT500 series.
Yeah, but I mean, it is Japan's series,
Yeah,
so
no, that's what I
they've
mean.
got to be the front runners. Or,
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just if they could bring back some of those fun liveries, it'd be great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But I would love to see the actual manufacturer, the backed ones, Mercedes, I mean, the real DTM and these
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Factory teams going
Exactly.
head-to-head.
So the merge regulation, they'll be called Class 1 now, and they will require 2-liter turbocharged inline fours, rear-wheel drive, and all engines have to be mounted up front. So
What are they going to do with the NSX?
Mount the engine up front.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so peak power is to be capped at 620 horsepower, but I think for the GT500 it's 500, right? Because
That's why
it
it's
said
called
500,
GT500,
But
yeah.
I don't. Yeah, but I'm sure they get checked.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's tuning. These engines are capable of so much more. And the top speed will be based on aerodynamics, and it'll be about 180 to 190 miles per hour. The first round of the GT season will take place in April in Okayama, but like I said, there isn't any news from DTM, a DTM kind of a co-event,
For a
which would be
crossover.
awesome. Yeah, it'd be awesome. But let me show you some of these cars. Look at all that carbon fiber on that Supra. By the way, this was taken by me. No, it wasn't. We got this from someone else.
Is that
But,
your
yeah, I
iPhone?
mean, no, it looks like an iPhone shot.
iPhone
Yeah, I mean,
skills?
but yeah, they did. For some reason, I don't know if Toyota wanted to. There isn't a press shot of this yet, but it's pretty. I don't. I'm not a big. I'm not a big fan of how the new Supra looks. I'm not a big.
I'm not either.
Yeah. So, but I mean, as a race car, I think, especially with this carbon fiber, I mean, that car I would drive around and say, hey man, check it out.
I just want to drive around with that exhaust on the side.
Oh my goodness!
Well, look at that wing.
thing. Yeah.
Look at that
And
wing.
the wing.
No, the
Oh,
exhaust
wing,
would be the
yeah,
best
you could,
thing.
You could have a dinner on, a little family dinner on that.
Oh
wing.
yeah, it's like a bench.
I'd sleep on that wing.
Yeah, you
comfortably.
could actually. Yeah, here's another shot of it from the front.
Look at the
because of how
look at the
wide it is.
patterns on the carbon fiber too.
Yeah, it's
like
just it's a checkered pattern.
yeah. Well, it's like larger than the usual ones.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure they got new weaving process. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's weaved just for this.
Right.
I'm sure it's very light. So it is a pretty awesome looking.
So
thing.
for those of you who are just listening to this
Yeah, sorry,
as a
I
podcast,
just-
we'll be uploading these photos onto a photo gallery on gtchannel.com, so you can check out these awesome machines.
and
The Supra looks pretty
yeah,
badass,
yeah.
though. I mean, it looks like a
Did you take this photo then, Sam?
monster.
Because you should
Can you
ask
see
that
the
guy to
f-
move.
can
You
you-
should
This
ask the
is-
guy to
this
move
is-
the
Oh,
back.
I know, but you know what? No, there was
know,
another
these-
guy back there I erased.
Okay.
I missed that guy.
These photos are terrible, though. I mean, who shot these?
Just someone with an iPhone, I think.
Yeah,
So you might not be able to
That,
put
that's
these
also
up.
the camera because
You might not be able to put these up. I don't
Why
know if
not?
they're.
Why not?
I don't know if these are.
flash.
I don't
Oh,
know.
like official press
Yeah,
photos?
I don't know. Well, no. If they are official press photos, you can use them. But
Yeah, right.
If they're someone's private, I just kind of. We could do it here, but yeah, because it's not
You just
really.
kinda-
It's
yeah.
just
All right.
in the background. All
Okay,
right, so
gotcha.
So and
So when do we get to see the NSX, Sam, and the
And-
GT-R? When do we get pictures of them? Come
how
on, get going, get
about
going.
that?
Perfect.
Huh?
Wait,
how
that's
about
the
that? Now
GTR.
this.
That's the GTR.
Yes, this
Yeah.
is the GT-R
Right.
for 2020.
Right.
And Nissan, thank God, the PR department at Nissan gave us press shots. You could use these. These
Yeah.
are press shots.
Beautiful shots.
Yeah. So
professional.
And there is a rear end tube. I didn't put it up here, but that looks awesome.
That does.
I think this looks better than the Supra. I think that's a badass looking car. Now, if this had the whole carbon fiber, body surfaces, I think it'd look awesome. But matte black, it looks awesome too. So.
Yeah, it's a good looking
So,
car.
anyways, yeah. So that's
And then the Acura.
well, Mr. Honda here, man.
We're going to
Just look
save
at
the camera roll.
Oh,
Sam, come on.
Sorry. This is the best shot we got.
How,
Sorry, I know Nissan. Good
how
job.
are they going to stick an engine in the front there?
They have to.
There's like-
Yeah, well, they have to, or they can't race it. So yeah, this probably
And-
already has the engine in the front.
So there's not a single
Because
tire.
testing is already starting pretty soon.
Right.
It's not a single tire manufacturer for this series, is it?
That's a good question. I don't know, but
Because-
if it is, it's probably Bridgestone, right?
It's
Because
not
it-
because
well, it's not.
the GTR was on
They
Michelin.
were on Michelin's. Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
Is
I
it-
don't know. That's a great question. That's a great question. It's probably out there somewhere. so-
Supra's on Bridgestones too, I think.
yeah, it's on the Potenzas as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Good point.
I try and
don't
pick
know.
up on these fine
Yeah, so,
points,
well,
Sam.
being the race man you are.
It's your incredible photography skills. that allude
These
to
aren't my
these
photography.
For your days
So
at road
whoever
and track.
actually took these, I'm sorry. But I mean, whoever took these really didn't have much to work with. These cars are parked right next to each other. You could tell the lighting's horrible.
Yeah.
People are walking around the car, which I had to erase.
It's like a
It's
typical Japanese meeting room fluorescent lights.
Yeah, exactly.
incredible Photoshop skills you've got there.
Thank
Sam.
you. Right? There's no one there.
Well, there is because I could see his arm in the back through the windscreen. Sam, come on. You
Where?
Oh yeah, there's a guy
through
standing in the
There's
back.
a headless gentleman in the back through the windscreen.
Yeah, there's a
you can
guy-
just see his arm. He's
Yeah.
flexing.
Oh,
He's like,
oh
"Look
I
how
see
buff
it.
I
Oh,
am. Look how buff I am."
wow. Yeah, good eyes. Okay.
Well, I
sorry,
learned that from
missed
the best, Sam. It's someone from
Wow.
Road and Track
I
who
don't
had
miss a thing.
experience told me
Yeah.
these tips, so I just like to look out for them now.
Okay, hey guys, which car do you think looks the best? Even though we have got the Supra. I mean, I know we're not this. It's not a race of looks, but I kind of
mean,
like the
they're-
Nissan. I would be rooting for the GT-R here.
Well, they're race cars. They all look pretty good though.
Yeah, I still don't like
Yeah.
the Acura.
You don't like that? Yeah. I mean, I would say
it looks okay. I mean, but-
GT-R, Supra,
Oh,
NSX.
same
I
thing.
think.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
You
yeah,
James?
Supra's not
I'd
that
go the other
bad,
way.
really?
Yeah.
Exactly the other way?
Yeah, just so it could be
Okay.
difficult with
though.
you.
NSX? You
Yeah.
go NSX first? Really?
NSX Supra. I really like the NSX looks good, I think, and I think the Supra looks
I
real good.
really loved how the first generation NSX GT car
oh,
looked. Yeah, that's
That's
the
the
Supra.
last one of the Supras we saw.
Supras,
So,
racer, yeah.
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 That's not a very good looking car either,
That's,
if you ask me.
yeah, the livery is terrible.
Well, delivery, even just the car itself. So anyways, that's the last time we saw Toyota racing in the GT, the GT. So, did you want to add anything about the Super GT? I mean, do you like the series? I mean, even though it is only like most of it's in Japan. I mean, they have a few races like what, Malaysia or
I
they
think
have
it's
kinda-
in Thailand
or is
now.
it kind of gone international?
They used to be in Malaysia.
Yeah, I
And they
think they have a
actually
race
came here
in
and ran, exhibition races here.
Just once.
Oh, was it just once?
Yeah.
I think it'd be good if there was just more exposure to it, if that made sense, if it was easier to watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the series that you all like to watch that you don't generally get a chance. If there was more chance to watch that, it'd be much better.
Right.
That'd be nice to broadcast on GT channel, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be
wouldn't
great.
it?
Yeah.
You have a perfect announcer here with a British accent and everything. I mean, it's perfect. It's natural,
Yeah.
And he knows his racing.
That would be
right?
fun. Yeah. It
Yeah.
would be fun.
So,
Yeah, but
let's think
that,
about that.
that-
You need to talk to your peeps over there and say,
Yeah.
hey, can we get the? Oh
Well,
my God, we'd
can
be
we
huge.
stream it?
So he would do the play-by-play, and
Well,
I would do the
J-Sport,
color. Or the,
J-Sport actually broadcasts it.
Well, there you go. You tell them, hey, we'll take your feed. We mute those guys out. The Japanese, I mean, they sound like robots,
Yeah.
Unless, some of them, if they're either too subdued or too excited,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
The
yeah.
announcers. You go, dude, calm down, right? Or they're just,
Yeah. I think
we would bring the happy medium, wouldn't you?
I think so, Sam. You and I, we could certainly do that. I'm not sure how much we
should-
talk
you should
about
talk
the
about it.
cars. Though,
I'll
to
be-
fair.
I'll
I
be
think
the
we
video
more
guy.
talk about everything else
Well, we know,
happening.
and a couple of drivers. Oh no, Motoyama, I think retired. But some of the drivers I know too. So yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That'd be-
Taniguchi at
Of course, you know the
GT300.
drivers, Sam.
that'd be a cool race to broadcast.
Maybe. Hey guys, if you guys like the idea, email him and let's. I think it would be a cool idea.
Let's get it set up.
Let's get it set up.
That would be nice.
That would be huge.
If we can't bring the race here, why not just
That would
show
be
it here
huge.
at least?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
live.
Right. Well,
Oh.
especially next year with these cars coming out.
Yep.
April's the first race, so
Yeah.
we got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so
Hope
guys,
we don't have audio issues like we have here
No, we fixed all our audio
We
issues.
did. We fixed it, guys. All right. So
with our $30.
okay. So
Converter here.
going from Japan across.
What's next?
So when you fly from Japan to Europe, you don't go across the Pacific and go 3/4 of the way around. You fly across
Over Russia.
huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So we're going to go over Russia, skip Russia altogether.
Watch out for those missiles, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And go to some stuff that they showed at Frankfurt.
Frankfurt show. Yep.
Was a few interesting cars. I mean, but it
I've been to the
wasn't-
Frankfurt show.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Did you eat a Frankfurter at the Frankfurt show?
No, I didn't. They didn't have any.
That's
We were robbed.
I was.
I wonder, did the hot dog really originate in Frankfurt?
Well,
Did the hamburger originally originate
Well,
in Hamburg?
they do have a lot of Frankfurt like sausages and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's yeah.
I don't know if the hot dog originated there because Frankfurt's kind of cold most of the year. So
Yeah,
I
it
just
is. It's
remember
very
it
cold,
being
yeah.
really cold.
Yeah, it
in
is cold.
Frankfurt. Yeah.
So this beauty you see in front of
Anyways,
you,
Lamborghini.
yeah, Lamborghini, man, their designs are so over the top. It's awesome. You know?
I think I like it, Sienna. I am.
Oh my God! It's
Oh,
called the
God.
Cian, okay, and it is based. They say, even though it doesn't really look too much like it, on this car, which was the Terzo Millennio, and this thing is awesome looking too.
Yeah.
So. I think I like the Millennio better, but Cian, which means lightning in one language or another, is this thing that they showed at Frankfurt. And yes, it is a hybrid. So as you know, with the GT-R, Acura NSX, everything's going hybrid.
This is the first Lambo hybrid, though, isn't it?
I think so. And this thing isn't your usual hybrid where there's a battery and it takes over where the engine doesn't. But this hybrid makes 807 horsepower, and it's the base engine is the V12. So right there it tells you what
So
do
if
the
it's-
motors do. But they're
It's a V12, so it's going to be loud. But you know what isn't loud, Taro? Our audio feed, according to Jim. He's saying it's a little low.
Oh God.
But he's
Jim, you mean our loyal listener,
Jim, yes, he does say
knows his
that
cars?
he likes James the best as well.
All right,
and
I
he
turned it up. I turned it up a notch.
and wishes
Okay.
Sam was not as mean to James.
I'm not me, but okay. He turned it up a notch. Jim.
I'm James.
Well,
That's our loyal listeners, Jim.
okay. I think his probably full name is James, right?
But would you eat green eggs and ham
Exactly.
in the CNIM?
Well, this is green, and
It
it
is a
means
green car.
lightning, and
It's a good-looking car.
Would you eat
It's
it
awesome.
in a box? Would you eat it with a fox?
Why are you doing that? You sound like Ted Cruz. You know Ted Cruz. I don't want to talk politics, but he was doing. He was filibustering and reading frickin' from. Because all you have to do is talk.
Well, I was
yeah.
just quoting Dr.
Sam, I
Zeus.
am.
Yeah,
I
so
know.
that's what he was doing. He's just
That's
reading
all he
Dr. Seuss.
Jeez,
It's
Sam, I'm just
embarrassing.
trying to-
But anyways,
And Jim does say that he thinks the volume is better now that James fixed it.
awesome. Thank you, James.
Thank you.
And thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim and
Awesome.
James.
So anyways, the Lamborghini claims it's the first use of a supercapacitor in a hybrid, which I don't think is quite right because I think there's a Mazda out there that uses a supercapacitor. But, and the Lamborghini has used the supercapacitor before, and what the supercapacitor does is it eliminates the need for a battery. So you don't have a big battery.
Wow. Sounds like something from Back to the Future.
Yeah, I was
It
going to
is.
say, so how far away are we from going
Exactly,
from a
we're getting-
supercapacitor to a
yeah.
flux capacitor?
capacitor,
And when
right.
can we get to 1.21 gigawatts?
Exactly. So the Lamborghini's Scion or Scion, I think it's Scion, but we could call it Scion. It's probably Scion, and we'll call it Scion.
Cian.
Yeah. But the
Probably not,
Aventador
probably
actually
not
had...
Scion.
No, probably not, but,
But Scion made some good lip balm.
Yeah.
Great mixtapes.
Oh, and they used to make
Socks.
really little Toyotas. Remember the Scion? Yeah. Anyways, the supercapacitor, the Aventador used to have a supercapacitor, but that was only used to start their engine, so it wasn't actually improving performance. But the one in the Cian, it has 10 times the capacity of the one in the Aventador. So this one actually helps to power the engine.
Okay.
And
So it just gives it a little boost.
Yeah, it gives it releases in short bursts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what a supercapacitor does is, unlike a battery, it can only store energy temporarily. So that's why it's got to boom, boom, boom,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
get it out, all right?
Gotcha.
But that officially makes it a hybrid car. So it's kind of
So the capacitor,
it's right on the border of really
supercapacitor
being a
is
hybrid.
generated through the brakes or something like
Yeah,
that.
probably, yeah. So energy, recovering energy.
Right.
So if you look at the Mazda e-loop system, which is in, I think they showed it in the Mazda 2, it's kind of it's the same principle,
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's just 1/8 of the price is going to be. I don't even know what
It's like
the
an
price
electric NOS. You just.
It is. It
right?
kind of is. Yeah. So, and the electric motor contributes only 34 horsepower.
Right.
That's it.
So it's a little bit. Yeah.
That's not much, right? But they say what it does, just that 34 horsepower that the supercapacitor is capable of, is it'll give you quicker mid-range, right, and better response between shifts. And it'll give you additional torque up to 81 miles per hour. So once you hit 81 miles per hour, it's all engine, right?
engine,
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to hit 88 miles now, right?
Why not?
Well, that's when the 1.21 gigawatts kicks
Oh,
in. We
that's
go back to the
was
future,
it 88?
Sam.
Was that
Yeah.
88? What a nerd! I'm just joking. I love that movie too. I love the movie too. So they say it'll go 0 to 62 miles in 2.8 seconds and have a top speed of 218 miles per hour. They say there'll be 63 of these made, and all are spoken for, unfortunately. But just kind of goes to show you
And
that
we have no pictures, real pictures of this car.
that is a real picture. These are from the.
Well, no,
not one from Frankfurt. I mean, I'm sure you could see one. Just Google it. I like
This
these.
is not an artist rendering.
No, this
Taro.
is not
This is
an
an
artist-
actual photo
Yeah.
of the car
Yeah. Look.
driving. Look, and that is not an artist rendering whatsoever. That is a real. This
Okay.
is taken by
It is-
someone's good experience.
It is-
They've
it
listened
is
from the
beautiful.
best from Road and Track here.
It is.
Look
It
at it.
is. Look at that. That looks so real. It is real. What am I saying?
Look, that's an interior. Who would go through the trouble?
No one does 3D rendering, these days, Taro. It's definitely
Right.
a realistic photo.
That's a real picture.
Hey, just because we are not able to Photoshop this well.
What do you mean? You were getting rid of those bodies in the last photos, Sam.
Yeah.
What does the 63 stand for, Sam?
Oh, that's a good question. What does it stand for? You tell me.
What? Where does it say 63?
There's a 63 on, see the back on
Oh,
there?
yeah, I
So,
don't
boy,
know.
you really pick up on these little details.
Well, I know, because you get the ones that have all these details in front of you, Sam.
Yeah.
So I like
Oh,
to
look,
pick
there's
your
an
brain.
Italian flag color there too. Green, white, and red there
Oh, on the.
on the C pillar
Yeah.
ish
Well,
place.
actually, that's more, yeah, on top of the C
Yeah.
pillar, yeah. So, thoughts on this car?
Well, I already said I liked it.
I like it too.
Yeah.
And I don't think that even though the hybrid aspect only gives it like 30 plus horsepower, I think it's just the premise of it, how it can improve things.
Yeah.
So I think that that's good. And
Technology moving forward.
and I think that it's just showing you where everyone's embracing these new things now and how it's going to be the way forward, the transitioning where we're going.
I think, are we seeing a shift in supercar technology? Are we going?
The
in a
shift's
few
already
years-
moved. It's already happened.
I think so,
So
yeah.
you don't think we will see any new or very, very, very few supercars with modern internal combustion engine?
I think you'll see very, very few cars coming out now that are not electric, the supercars that are not electric and not hybrid. And even if they are, they're not going to be as quick as an electric or a hybrid car.
Now, what do you guys think about fuel cells? Is that still
A thing?
a
Is that
thing,
what you-
or will it be still a thing? I mean, I always thought
It was the future, right? I mean,
Yeah, I
we
thought. I
kinda
mean, it was.
thought
It
that
was.
that
It
would
was.
be-
It was. Yeah. It's,
I think fuel cells is set for a different. I think
you just
that-
need hydrogen, and you need an
Right.
infrastructure. But once you get that thing,
I
to me,
think-
that is like the ideal solution. You're running electric. It's an electric car without all the range anxiety, and what you're.
I think
you're
hydrogen's
putting out
better
water.
suited for other purposes.
Like-
What, the buses and industrial.
Yes, so I think it's much more on the
Freight.
industrial thing. So I
All
think
that kinda stuff, right?
if you think about if you have buses and they come back to a bus depot, then you have your hydrogen station there where it'll be going to and
Exactly.
from,
That'd
and
be
you could get
easy
them
to.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Easy
if you
to
had,
create
for
infrastructure
example,
for
like
that.
trucks, same principle where they'll be going to and from a depot, they could
Right.
just all charge in. That makes perfect sense. I
Yeah,
think
you don't
it's-
need a huge infrastructure for that.
Yeah,
Right.
the same as no one really has hydrogen at their home, but you do have electricity at your home. So having a car that you can plug in makes more sense to be these things where it's more of an industrial aspect. I
Yeah.
think seems prudent.
But I mean, we don't have gasoline at our home, but I mean, we do make
have
this trip
gas
to the gas
stations, though,
stations.
right?
Gas stations. Yeah, that's why I'm saying infrastructure.
But
I mean, is it?
if you
is
were
it that much-
rich enough, you could have gasoline at your home if you
You
liked.
could. You could. You could.
Having hydrogen at your home, I think, is probably more of a little bit more red tape that you've got to go
It
through
could
there.
be. It could be. Unless you have your house running on a fuel cell.
You still got to charge that fuel cell, though.
Yeah. So, but anyways, it's just. So you guys think, fuel cells you won't be seeing it in sports cars, regular cars, buses,
I
and
don't-
buses
I
and
don't
big
see it.
trucks. I
Yeah,
see.
yeah, buses, big trucks, where you're going from point A to point B, and you know where you're stopping, and
Yeah.
you
Jim
know where you
agrees
can
with me
refuel.
on the fuel cells, by the way.
Smart choice.
Well,
Smart
the only
man.
reason he agrees with you is
It's
you
because
listen
I'm
to
right.
him. Yeah, well,
It's because I'm right. So.
I think you are too, though. But. And that's the interior, which is actually beautiful interior. Look at all that leather.
I have no problems with
It
this.
doesn't
car.
look like. It doesn't even look.
I
It
will
looks
say
like a
I'm
luxury car.
I am disappointed because where it says the cyan on the right there, that used to be where you'd be able to insert your CDs and DVDs in the old event store.
Yeah, but you know what?
You're not gonna
By this
have-
time, no one's
You're not
going to know
going
what
to
a
be
CD
using
or
CDs or
DVD is.
DVDs anyway.
Well, that's what I mean. It was a good throwback to a bygone age, whereas you could still buy your SVJ event door and still put a CD in to bum along to some tunes. But in this,
You'd probably just stream it from.
Sam,
Yes.
I still like my media in my hand.
You probably still
I've
have
got-
a
I've got the little
record
thing-
player,
I've got the
even though
little thing
vinyl's
that I have
coming
in my
back.
top thing that I'll flip down. I'll just pick a CD out and I'll just slide it in the slot and be good.
Remember the wiggly CD mounts that they used to have
Yeah.
that you put in the car? You never saw those?
Wiggly CD.
Yeah, it
ones?
was like on a spring. You never had
no,
that in your
no.
car?
No.
Like there was this it's kind of like this thing.
Is it like an aftermarket thing, or did
Yeah,
they come
yeah,
with
totally,
OE?
totally
Oh,
aftermarket.
Oh, okay.
And so it was like this wiggly
Oh,
thing.
okay.
that
You got to remember, for a long time there, I was driving a lot of test cars.
Yeah, you're probably too
I was a little
rich for.
Yeah, not too rich, but I was a little too.
I think he's still too rich.
No, I was a little
Karen.
too privileged.
Yeah. Well, no, this was like in the '80s. Well, I guess you were already a journalist by then.
80s? No. Jeez, how old do you think I am?
That is, aren't you in your 80s, Sam?
80s, my God, no. I look good for if I were in my 80s. Okay, so going from this exotic to what I thought was the eyebrow raiser, the other eyebrow raiser for at the Frankfurt show.
I can't believe you've never seen those CD players.
No, I haven't. I'll Google
James,
it.
you know those CD players, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like the Discman
Yep.
thing. You'd put it on this thing.
I know what a Walkman is, a Discman. I know.
know what a
Well, no,
Discman,
there was a
right?
Discman. Yeah, it's
Right.
like a Walkman for CDs.
Right. Well, there was this thing that you would attach to your car, and it would like sit on the Discman would sit on this thing, and it would like kind of bounce up and down, so the disc won't skip. You never saw those?
No.
Oh my God.
Sam, you've never
where have
lived.
you been? You've
Wait,
never
did-
lived.
Have you seen those?
They were very much a Japanese thing. I'll be very honest
have
about
you
that.
seen- He doesn't even-
Maybe it was a Japanese
He
thing.
hasn't even seen it. Have
No,
you seen
I
it?
saw them when I went to Autobacks.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Japan. That's a
Oh,
Japanese
maybe it
store.
was a Japanese thing. Then.
It was
Yeah.
very much a Japanese
All right.
thing.
Okay.
Sam,
all
where are
right.
you from then?
Huh?
Where are you from?
Well,
Which
he,
origin?
No, hey, I don't need ICE agents coming out my door. Okay, let's be careful where we go with these questions. All right.
Oh, that was
I have to
funny,
get
Sam.
my passport out.
all right, that was an Autobox thing. Then maybe it's a Japanese thing.
It was definitely a Japanese
Okay,
thing.
that's
I
why.
guess so. Wow.
Yeah, so I'll bet you.
So anyway,
half the
let's-
people out there is going, "What the hell is Taro talking about?
All right.
Is smoking, vaping too much?"
Jim's probably going to reference a time he had a record player in his car.
No, Jim. I think is a little more hip than that. I don't think you.
Well, I think it'd be hip to have a record. It'd be very hip to have a record player in your car now.
That's a big. Vinyl's big. I mean, where would you mean, just slip it in like your CD player?
No, so they
You
used to
have all
have
your
them.
finger-
So they'd be in the glove box.
Yeah. Okay.
And you put the
changing,
record on.
Changing records.
And it'd be a 45, so it's a 7
It's a
inch.
45. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was a
Most of the
thing.
young guys out there go, "What the hell are you talking
Yeah,
about?
what the hell?
45?
Man, these guys are-
single."
Well,
guys
there's
are
the ones
old,
that are
man.
twiddling the mustaches
Yeah.
now, and they'd be like, "Oh, I wish I had one of those."
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, that's
With
next
the
thing.
drinking
I should get one
drinking
of
their
those.
IPAs and
Yeah.
their cold brew and twiddling the mustaches.
Well, moving on.
All right, let's move on.
This
Next.
the 4 Series.
right.
I'm a big BMW fan. I've owned a couple of them. So
You own one now?
Yes, I'm driving one now. When I saw this, I go, "What the heck is going on with that grill?" But
The grill
this
is just
what
getting
BMW
bigger and bigger and bigger.
It's called the Concept 4, so it's going to it's a sneak peek at their 4 Series. And this new grill design, I think they're saying it's going to be replacing their double kidney, traditional double
So is
kidney
it going
design.
from Is it going from kidneys to lungs? Is that what's happening?
Oh my goodness, that's a good one too. Lungs.
Yeah.
Everyone's calling it like the waffle grill or something.
No, it's definitely lungs.
Yeah, that's good.
It's-
The
it's
double
getting-
lung design.
It's getting way too
Black lungs.
out of
That's
hand.
just-
It's
okay.
too big.
So, anyways, but the recent 7 Series and X7 have kind of big, pronounced grills too. So this one's just taking it one step further. So what do you guys think of? Here's a better look at that thing.
Well, I mean, I think it's just way too.
They
I don't
can't.
know.
Yeah, it can't be really.
I don't know. I mean,
look
that-
at
look
look
at
at
that-
the roof. You know, the
Yeah.
hood line out right there. You know.
I mean, it just
if you guys
blocks-
can't see it, please
I don't know.
Google it. But
I just think it looks like it'd be difficult to clean.
I think why not
Just-
make it bigger?
put a hose to it.
Why
You get
not?
the
Why
buds
not?
on
Just
it, you
just
gotta,
let's
get
just
the
make it
buds off, you
bigger
have to,
then.
like rub each one.
Just go all the way and make it bigger. Just make the whole front end that thing.
I mean, what's the powertrain on it, Sam?
They didn't announce anything.
So say it's
but just-
electric. Why do you need a grill?
Is this-
You won't need a grill if it's electric, but
That's what I mean. Is it
so it kind of tells you it's probably not going to be electric.
Well, it's probably going to be hybrid at least.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, and but anyways, that's a good place to put all your little technical stuff too, like your sonars and sensors and stuff. But what's good about this car is that the proportion and styling is based on the 8 Series. What? You
Jim
have that
wants to
look
bring
on
it
your
back
face.
to the record player because it was in the Chrysler 300.
Oh, was it?
Jim, I think you're going to tell
Really?
strong words with Sam here.
There's a record player in a.
Look, I'm just going back to our loyal and
Okay,
dedicated
I'll
fans,
Google
Sam.
it. I'll Google it. A fan, one, no S at the end.
Fans.
Oh, fans. Okay, plural. Good. Thank goodness. So, anyways, if you take the if you put your hand over the grill, I think you'll think yeah, it's great. The headlights look good. Everything else looks good. Eesh, that grill is just so dominating that it just kind of takes everything from the car. But if you look at the rest of the proportions, it's very nice. The rear looks okay. Very sporty, very futuristic. So you can see the silhouette. It's based on the 8 Series, so it's got a very nice silhouette.
I thought it was a good-looking car until you told me about the grill. I hadn't.
Until you showed the
Yeah,
the
yeah.
grill.
Jim was wondering how that might impact and work with safety standards in the Europe when they change them all around.
That's a good question. I don't know, but I mean, it's why would this not be safe? I mean, it's just a big grill.
Sam,
Okay.
look, we're
Yeah.
just talking
I
about a
mean,
dedicated
sure.
fan.
I mean, it's
You're
just-
asking us questions.
If it's just
They're coming to you
aesthetics,
for the
I mean,
answers here.
it won't make a difference at all.
Okay, well,
will it?
here's the good thing. There are spy shots, which we didn't put up here because probably, licensing stuff, but spy shots out there that show test meals of the 4 Series, Nick's 4 Series, this car actually, out there, and the grill isn't as big as this. So this is
Okay.
probably just, show car-ish, saying, hey,
Okay,
look at me,
concept.
yeah. And the US 4 Series will be coming out in 2021, so. And, I'm thinking of maybe my next car might be a 4 Series, so, but probably the Grand Coupe.
What, you're,
Hopefully the-
you're
where
down,
would you-
downsizing?
yeah. Actually,
Would that be your Hawaii car, Sam, or would that be your LA car?
I wish.
It's a Monte Carlo car.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
or would it be his?
What?
I'm just thinking your
You got
can car as well.
my what car? Oh,
South
con.
the front.
Oh,
Con.
like con as
Con.
in front, right? It's not can, like as in the
Con.
toilet. Okay.
Con.
Not
But
the
it-
can, no.
Not the can.
No, Sam. We talked about that earlier.
Con.
But anyways, as the
Like James Con.
Not Scott Khan. You don't talk about his son.
James?
or Shaka con. There you go. Do you even know what that is?
You're
Yes.
That's back to the
I
record.
feel
Only
for you,
dating-
Sam.
Dating myself.
dating yourself.
I really
know,
feel for you.
I know. So, anyways, always like BMWs, but this kind of tends, hopefully this isn't the grill they go with it, because I'll start scratching my head and see, which way they're going with the styling, like they did with the 7 Series a few years ago, or more like 10 years ago, when they had that weird trunk. So, anyways, this just in. This I added at the last minute is there was weird talk out there about the Tesla. Saying, hey, we're gonna, the Porsche put down this Porsche Taycan, the new electric car that they officially introduced last week. Of how, it put down that huge, great lap time at the Nürburgring. And then I hear stuff that, the Tesla's going to go take on, Laguna Seca, the Mazda, not Mazda now, WeatherTech Speedway.
Yeah.
And, but, okay, so it's not the Nürburgring. And then we hear that, a couple Teslas were there at the Nürburgring last week or a few days ago, actually, yeah. And a heavily modified Model S lapped it at 7 minutes and 23 seconds, which is lightning quick, which is crazy quick. I mean, it's 20 seconds faster than the 7-minute 42-second lap time that the Porsche Taycan did, which is, it's really fast.
Tesla is totally trolling
They
Porsche.
could, yeah. Well, they are, yeah.
What did
Yes.
the Volkswagen IDR do it in?
That was super fast too, but we covered that before. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Can we?
It wasn't it like
Does
6
anyone have-
something? 6 minutes something?
No, I don't think was it.
I don't
think
remember.
so.
Can you look it up right now? Oh, I can look it up on my phone. Yeah. Well, when you guys look it up while I'm talk about this car then. So, anyways, there's 2 Model S prototypes lapped in the Nürburgring then, and one source tells me that the cars were absolutely stripped. I mean, when you
605.
605, but it's not a production car. So.
Yeah.
But neither is a Tesla. So it's the same logic. Yeah, it's that,
Yeah,
but it
because
was
it's
not.
totally.
Yeah, so it's,
totally,
I don't
yeah.
understand the trolling
You
behind
could-
it, because
yeah,
it's like,
look how dark the windows are. So that kind of shows you that, hey, don't look inside because there's nothing in here.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
stripped it for the seats, everything.
So-
It's probably like a
because the Taycan that went round was the car,
Taycan.
right? It
Supposedly,
was,
yeah.
Yeah.
And here's another interesting thing. The Taycan that went around was the turbo, not the Turbo S.
Yeah.
So Porsche has still keeping a little ace up its sleeve, just, so maybe that's the next chapter. Maybe they're out there right now,
Could be.
saying, hey. So anyways, you could see we hear it's just nothing but driver controls and no seats, no extras, no record player, no CD player, none of that stuff. No stupid bouncing Japanese
CD player.
right?
From no Autobox aftermarket.
And also, some people are guessing that this car here does not have the production drivetrain in there, right? They have the brand new 3-motor, just like we talked about with the NSX and the GT-R, 3-motor ultra high performance drivetrain. So with 1 motor at each wheel and 1 powering the front axle.
I
So
wouldn't also be surprised this had less battery capacity as well.
just for that one,
Probably just for that lap.
Yeah,
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 to
yeah,
go out and do
yeah,
3
yeah. Or a
laps.
couple
Yeah.
laps, a few laps. So.
So you got less weight in there.
So
as
yeah,
well.
so you're probably right. You are right. It's not really apples to apples, right? Yeah. So, and a 7-minute 23. But again, the ID3 is, was a real race.
The IDR.
IDR was a real, pretty much real race car, one-off. I mean, it's not a production car. This actually has 4 doors. It's still a production car look. So that's what Tesla's probably saying. Well, there, Porsche, we whooped you by 20 seconds. And Porsche goes, well, we still have the Turbo S, and that's not really our production car.
Yeah.
So anyways, going back to the Taycan, like I said, it was the Turbo that did, not the Turbo S. And Porsche announced last week that their Turbo S version goes 60 miles in 2.8 seconds compared to the regular Turbo's 3.1. So that kind of tells you the Turbo S is faster.
It's faster,
and,
yeah,
and has 761 horsepower. The price for the Turbo, okay, is, what do you guys think about this? The Taycan Turbo, this is the entry level for now. I'm sure they'll come up with lesser versions here, but $151,000. And the Turbo S will go for $241,000.
How does that compare to the Panamera price point?
That's a good
I think the
question.
150 is
We're
probably-
talking about the same, aren't we?
Yeah, so I don't think it's
Panamera's like-
it's too bad at
Oh,
all.
I'm sorry. Here we go. There's the
Is
the
that
Taycan.
Yeah. Panamera Turbo?
Yeah, I mean, just
Right?
if you did the same ones,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
4-seater, obviously 4-door.
Yeah.
I think 150,000 comes in around that price point. I think it's around there.
Yeah,
And if it wasn't,
I
it's a
would
bit
buy-
less. I'm sure if you spec'd up,
I
it
think
would come through pretty quick.
I think both cars aren't very good looking. I mean, this thing looks like something out of Star Wars, the Taycan. But
Jim said that he thinks the Porsche WEC car went around about 5 minutes 20 seconds in Nürburgring.
probably,
I'm not sure.
probably Jim.
I don't think
Is
that
that
anything's-
all electric?
No, I think the IDR is the fastest one.
Is it? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so too.
I think because that even broke the Porsche 962 record around there as well, which
I
is
did.
a back thing.
Yeah, So that thing was just
Yeah.
crazy fast.
Yeah.
But they're all crazy fast. But guys, what do you guys think about the Tesla's claim, Tesla's lap time?
So
Better
the-
yet, what do you think about Tesla versus Porsche?
So the Panamera,
Oh.
just FYI, the Panamera E Hybrid Sport Turismo Turbo S goes for $190,000.
There you
Well,
go.
that's
So
the
it's-
hybrid one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
right in the price point for
Yeah.
that. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Tesla versus Porsche.
Tesla versus Porsche. You guys find it interesting? You think? To me, it sounds like Porsche says, "Here's, we're in this game now," and it seems like Tesla seems like they're a little worried. They're kind of trying to do anything to just
I think
not
so.
let Porsche take the
Yeah, I
take
think
too
so.
much of the
I think
too
so.
much of the limelight.
Yeah, it's like this is
You?
kind of our turf. Those guys the old school guys are trying to get into it, but it was
they're
coming.
gonna be
though.
coming,
It was
yeah,
coming though.
yeah.
They knew they had a little head start, but once the big manufacturers they put their effort into it, they're going to catch up.
Is this the beginning of the end for Tesla?
I don't think so. I don't think it's the beginning of the end, but
No.
I think it's
No?
this is when technology really starts to and the brands really start to evolve. It's a
Yeah.
good thing, I think.
I think this is when everyone catches up with Tesla in the next 4 years. When you see the electric cars come through, that they're going to be putting in the market, and then this is when there's going to see how it's interesting how it goes.
Well, if you guys were in the market for a 4-door electric car right now, or let's say next year, right? What would you buy? I mean, between these two cars.
These two?
Yeah. Well, these two are kind of the only ones out there right now in this segment.
1, 2, 3, Porsche.
Porsche.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about it, you want to go with Porsche.
Yeah.
Because it's more luxurious and more whatnot.
Oh, it's a Porsche.
It's a Porsche.
Yeah.
They go racing. They
but,
have
I mean,
So
heritage,
so
right? It's
Tesla
like-
is very
But if you're
concerned.
looking-
I think so,
They
but if
should be
you're-
concerned.
If you're looking for a car with 250-mile range for under $400 a month on a lease, I think that the Tesla 3, you can't go past that.
Ah, right. Well, Porsche doesn't have a car in that segment.
Exactly, that's what I
Right.
mean. And you've only other got ones in that segment. I think of the BMW, which is a lot more expensive, the i3, for example, and then I
Right,
think
right,
the Chevy
right.
Bolt is.
Or the i8. Do they don't make the i8 anymore, do they?
I think that's
Oh, did they?
last year. Yeah, it's
Okay.
going through. But the Tesla's price point for the Model 3 is where it's when it sells most of them, is where it's being most cost effective this time.
But you know what? They're going to be coming in that segment too. The big boys. So,
Of course, no,
yeah,
that's what
yeah.
and Volkswagen is going to be coming in that segment, I'd assume.
So you think, but Tesla's going to weather the storm, or will they be purchased by someone? Merge with someone. Is that a possibility? Like
I don't
Toyota
think-
coming in and saying, "Hey,
I don't think that
I'm not
while
sure.
their current executive team is in place, I don't think that is going to happen.
do you guys see a trend?" I mean, this has been it kind of goes up and down, but the car companies being less and more
Consolidated.
more of them merging together.
I can see.
Are we going to see less car
I can
companies?
see a large car company wanting to buy Tesla, though.
I could see them, Tesla, instead of being bought, licensing their battery technology,
Really?
like a Rimac, for example.
Could be. That's Toyota was actually in talks with Tesla. They actually had to deal with sharing some technology. I would think Elon Musk. I don't know him personally, so I'm just speaking out of what I gather from news is his ego would be too big to sell, that his baby, and I mean, there's been so much criticism towards him, but man, he's been sticking around. He's been sticking to his guns,
Yeah, but
when
they're
it comes
losing
to
a
Tesla.
lot of money too.
Yeah, so
No, they're totally profitable.
So
it looks like Elon's big. SpaceX, that thing is awesome.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, he's got a big ego, but it's. I don't know if at some point
But
he's
those
got to
guys,
make a
those
business
rich guys,
decision.
with their babies, I mean,
Jim-
they can't let go.
Jim
a lot
was
of them.
mentioning the partnership between Volkswagen and Ford as well in regard to the EV world.
Yeah,
That's happening.
yeah. Well, he's more informed than us. I'm impressed.
Well, no, Ford have been pushed this recently in their last from Frankfurt about their EV release that were coming up. While they have nothing in the pipeline yet, there's big talk of what they're going to be doing.
But Ford's got to do something too, man. They're kind of
They're a truck company.
well, yeah. I mean, their Europe sales I think are down too. So, going from talking about Ford, a U.S. company. Someone was driving this. Hey, I love what you did to your house, James.
This actually
Beautiful.
isn't.
I
It was
like
an Airbnb.
Huh?
It's an Airbnb.
Airbnb.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is this?
Love it.
This is your photo?
Of course.
Oh, I thought it was a press shot. Yeah, you're getting better. I like the lighting.
You're getting better at photoshopping
really?
too.
No, this isn't your photo. This is a press
Sam,
photo.
I try. Do you give
Is
me
this real-
tips
wait.
every episode?
Is this really? Is this
Of
really a
course
shot?
it's my
Of course,
photo.
it's his
Oh,
photo,
my
Sam.
goodness. Yeah, I'm trying to pick out something wrong with it. There's nothing. There's no trash in the back. There's no trash can. There's no people.
I mean,
like,
there's no
smoking.
arty graffiti, which is usually what you come to expect from me. So I
your
thought
graffiti was art. That was part of the shot.
I
but
wanted
this-
to. I mean, so let's get down to basics.
I would have probably went a little lower, lower angle and showed a little more side of the car. But no, this is great. I like it.
Thank you so much, Sam. So this what we're talking about here is the Ram 1500
Wait a minute, James.
Limited.
It's a Dodge Ram, is it not?
No, it's not. It is just strictly a Ram, Sam. The company is separated about 6 years ago.
I know. I'm sorry. I just wasn't.
But so this was what I had as a loan.
He's been
for a
hiding
week.
underneath a rock.
He has been. So the Ram were kind enough to give me this for a week.
This is a little dark. I would have put maybe a reflector.
Lighten it up. Let him say it.
Sorry,
I was
sorry.
just trying to be.
I like the positioning of the tree and all that, but go ahead.
Sorry, Sam. So it is obviously a very large truck that I really, really enjoyed. It's probably one of my favorite loaner vehicles that I've had to date.
And how much does this one cost?
You don't get.
Not just cost. Let's go through the specs first, and like what kind of engine.
So it's got the Hemi.
Okay.
So it
Yeah,
runs
yeah.
about 385 horsepower.
Okay.
This actually has a hybrid portion that helps with the
It
startup.
does. Wow.
So it's
Everything.
like similar to the
Aventador, Lambo.
yeah. So it just helps with the
So there's no battery in there. It's
No,
probably a
no.
capacitor.
And this is a full size pickup, right? It's
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 5'7" bed at the back. What
The
I
house is big, so I'm sure it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
how big
you
it is,
can't
but that's a
tell.
big truck.
You're right,
Yeah, it's
right.
a big truck.
So it comfortably seats 5 individuals, very comfortably on the inside. There's more legroom in the back than a Bentley Mulsanne.
Ooh, look at that nice shot.
look at that. It's a nice
light.
looking car, yeah.
Man, I like the composition on that.
So it's a really fun
Wow! Are you sure these are your shots?
car. Yes.
Of course they are,
Okay.
Sam.
No interior.
He's got a
Where's the
drone
interior?
shot too.
You only get to, last time you told me I put too many pictures in there, so I just took all the pictures that stood out.
It's okay, but
You know what they could find those interior
Okay,
photos
okay,
though? They
okay.
could find an excellent article on nobraking.com, which is very, very in depth, or they could find a shorter version of that article on GT Channel, and they'd find a lot more photos of both of those.
Okay, good. Good.
Go
plug.
check it out. Okay, so
Okay.
what'd you like the most about this car?
I really liked it. It was very luxurious. I mean, as you said, we didn't get to the price point. The price point is you're not getting very much change from $70,000. So $70,000
Expensive truck.
for a truck
That's a
is a lot
that's an
of money.
expensive truck.
Yeah.
But when you put it, I wouldn't consider this as a truck. I'd consider it as a Grand Tourer.
So,
So it's
for
a
17
smooth- smooth
it
ride,
rides
not-
smooth.
Air ride suspension, has a step down to help you get in there, so you're not jumping up there.
I need that because my back is hard.
You've got very large, comfortable, air-rated, heated seats.
good
that have
lumber
all
sport.
5 seats, all have got can move them around which any way you
Oh
want.
wow, really? All
Yeah.
even the back seats, huh?
Yeah. that had more cup holders than you could imagine, more places to charge your devices than you could imagine, so many spaces to hide things. I was too afraid to hide something because I'd forget it because there was so much space there.
Right.
It was incredible. So much room.
You could
Like
almost live in there.
easily live in there.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. 33-gallon petrol tank. So you've got,
That's a big fill up, man. Big bill.
but
That's
you've
a
got like
big.
600 miles of range.
Okay.
So if you don't want to stop, you don't have to stop. You can get there. But like, it was just so comfortable. It was the air ride suspension was great. When it came up to speed, it would go as
Man,
fast
but
as
for
you
70
want.
grand, I don't know if I'd want to take this to the farm and
I don't know.
load stuff in there.
If you're a rich farmer.
Yeah.
Sam, you take it to your plantation, you just watch everyone work.
With
And then
this?
you have this.
Well,
So it had a 12-inch.
Is this 4-wheel drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
12-inch center console, which I also thought was very good in the middle there,
yeah.
with the screen, which is real handy because you could have two different displays on.
Okay.
So I liked it because I could have either the display of my maps, which was super handy, and the comfort, or you could put the music at the bottom, for example. Just, it was nice to have two different things rather than floating around.
Right,
Because you
right.
know when you get you have to take your eyes away, it was so much easier.
Hey, wait. I want. Is our loyal listener Jim still there? I'd like to ask Jim if he knew that the Ram is not called the Dodge Ram anymore.
Well, I guess we'll have to find out and see when he
Let's see
comes
if,
back.
if he responds.
But,
Or is it
also-
only me? Is it?
Also,
I
what was
just-
great about this car was the tailgate was also real good. It was a split 60-40
Oh, that's
tailgate.
great. We have a photo of it.
Yeah.
No, we don't. Why didn't you take a photo of it if it was so good?
Because, Sam, look, you got to give them what I want.
This is a beautiful shot, by the way.
Thank
I love
you.
the light on it.
So the tailgate opens 60-40, so it can come down flat normally one way, and
Right.
then also it opens like that,
Ah,
which is
okay.
real useful because I actually used it as a truck. I put things in the back, and it was very handy for both ways.
Awesome. And you didn't just take a photo.
No,
Okay.
but if they want to go look at the article,
That's right. Yeah, those are all in there.
They're
At
all
at
in
No
there.
Braking
And
and
that
GT
cover,
channel.
the bed cover comes with the car as well.
that's an extra.
Oh, it's an
add-on.
extra add-on.
But yeah, I think it's a $500 extra. I think from memory.
So an enthusiastic thumbs up, despite the high price point. Just a great truck.
No, but if you wanted to compare it against a GT car for a cross-country traveler, then this would very
It'd
much
be fine, huh?
very much good value for money. I mean, if you're going for an executive five-seater, not four,
Okay,
five
fine,
seats,
okay.
5 people comfortably, then this is very, very good value for money.
It sounds like this is the truck you would a full pickup you would
Well,
want in your driveway.
If Chevrolet or Ford want to give me something different to try out to go against this, then I'd happily, or Nissan or Toyota, then I'd happily go and compare and contrast.
You should. Why don't you ask them?
And driving around in Hollywood, it was like no issues.
Absolutely no issues. 'Cause
Size.
everyone was very terrified of you because you were so big.
So
And
big,
if everyone got in your way, you just sort of maybe just let it wander a little bit, and then they get out of your
They
way.
move out of your way, right?
Yeah.
That's why.
It
That's what I
was
like
so-
about driving big cars.
So what was my wife really enjoyed it as well, being a passenger, because you sat up high, you had great visibility, and you were much bigger than everything, so everything got out of your way.
Sounds like the seats are comfortable. Is it all leather interior?
All leather interior.
Okay, so it's
They're
very
very,
luxurious.
very high quality leather as well, and they had inlaid from very much, I would say, a Western theme of sorts inside as well, which is also real cool. We can see those photos online as well.
Okay.
But I really, really couldn't say. I'll be honest and say when I first got the car, I was like, wow, $70,000 for this, and just looking at it. But then actually doing because I did several hundred miles of driving in the car, it grew on me every time I got it.
Just going, damn.
Where'd
this
you go?
is
Did you
pretty
go
damn
out of
good.
town too, or were you just
I-
in the city?
I went driving in the city, but I went out to OC, Inland
Okay.
Empire, so I took it all over.
All right,
I
all
just
right.
didn't go off-road on it.
Okay.
Only big downside for me, even with the air suspension that lowers the car 2 inch or an inch and a bit, it didn't fit in my garage.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, that's not the truck's fault. It's your.
It's my garage's fault, yes, but
Exactly.
that was the downside I felt with this car. It is a very, very big,
And we
very big
we pronounce it garage here.
garage.
Yes.
But yeah,
What do you see?
Jim was
what's
just
Jim
surprised
saying?
at the price point for 70,000. Also, let's say this is not the highest price point for this vehicle.
Oh no, really?
There is a higher.
There's a higher one?
Yeah, you can spec it higher.
Wow.
What is that? What,
Sam, I
like
could,
what?
without the Monroney in front of me, I wouldn't be able to judge. But there are higher price
Wow.
point vehicles. But I also think that this is not just Ram with these higher price points. All the other manufacturers have higher price points too.
Oh, okay. So they
But-
all go pretty high.
I will say that I preferred riding this than the TRD Tacoma that I've had in the past.
Okay, but the Tacoma is a small car.
Sorry,
or a smaller truck.
the
Tundra.
Tundra, sorry,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
the
Tundra's
Tundra.
an old chassis
It's
too.
pretty
though.
Well, no, I
right?
just felt that that was cheaper because I think
Yeah.
it was about 55 compared to the 70.
Okay.
But I thought the $15,000 difference was I would have paid it to get this
Really?
vehicle,
Oh,
this car.
Wow.
But I
I'd,
think-
I'd like to see a comparison with the Silverado and the F-150, right? That's
Yeah, the three.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
three
yeah,
American
that's the
ones.
big three.
So
Okay.
if Ford and Chevrolet want to give them to me, then to give them a try out, then I'm happy to.
Awesome.
Awesome.
But like I said, a very enthusiastic 2 thumbs up for this vehicle.
Great
really
review.
enjoyed it.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, James.
Okay, so anyways, that's about it for today.
So we better
yes,
say big thanks to our sponsors, right?
yeah, Taro, you're our sponsor guy.
Big sponsors. We don't have any sponsors.
It's
Not the,
Rigicolor
this
this
week. This
episode.
week's was not
This
Rigicolor.
episode-
No
this,
Rigicolor.
This episode, no.
Oh,
This
okay.
episode, no sponsor.
Okay.
Next time. Those people are missing out. But
we're-
if they
oh.
want to sponsor the show,
We're freewheeling this one.
Well, that's okay. That's okay.
well, we could have been free balling it if we talked to Manscaped, but that's a different story.
Well, Sam doesn't want to do Manscaped.
No.
It's just those two words shouldn't go together. So,
But if they
anyways.
do want to reach out to sponsorship, who should they reach out to, Taro?
Reach out to Taro at gtchannel.com.
Perfect.
Cool.
And at
Public
gtchannel.com, I did write a quick, small article on my time in New York watching the Gran Turismo championships. Dude, that thing is so awesome. And there's a link on there to actually watch the video with the, the
They
race.
just did
race.
the one in
Austria,
Salzburg,
yeah.
right?
So I'm a little behind, so
Yeah.
I'll be doing that one too. It's awesome. I mean, it's really fun to watch. And
They have one in Tokyo coming up.
yeah,
Are you
Tokyo's-
going to the one in Tokyo?
I don't know if I'm going to it, but I mean, I might cover it. But
And if you could twist their arm to send me a copy of the game, Sam, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, you were gonna give him a copy.
oh yeah,
Gran
okay.
Turismo.
I have to.
I need
go by
the
there.
need the
With
console
your-
too,
with your-
Sam. So
with-
just make sure
Yeah,
you
the
get
console,
that.
you're on your own.
with your
So
peeps.
the console, you're on your own. They're your peeps too. I mean, they're
Well,
our friends.
you work for them though. I don't.
Well, yeah, we're with them. Yeah. So.
I just have ramen with them. They
so
don't.
anyways-
they don't give me
So
anything.
with that being the case,
Oh, and just another photo of it.
A new background.
Yeah, I just wanted to show
Is
Mount
that-
Fuji in all its
is that
glory.
is
Yes.
that Mount Fuji?
Yes, it is.
Have you climbed Mount Fuji, Sam?
No, I don't.
Tara-
Mount Fuji is something.
I've
in
got to
Japan
say,
we
Sam's photoshopping skills have improved.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Like
So-
my photography skills, they've improved.
So, but
Photoshopping.
Mount Fuji, they say, is a mountain in Japan. They say it's a mountain to look at, not to climb.
Have you climbed it, Tara?
It's an ugly mountain
To
when you
climb,
see
right?
it up close.
I will
it's
say-
all gravel. It's like gray gravel.
It's so beautiful from.
I will say, since I have climbed it,
Oh, you
yeah,
have. Okay.
I really did enjoy it.
Oh, you did.
Really?
And it was a
Okay.
long story that I could talk about being rescued by the U.S. Navy, but we can save that for
Oh,
another
really?
day.
Let's save
I
that for
I
another
climbed
day.
it too. It took me like 4 hours to climb and like literally like an hour to get down.
But anyone who
You just
would
slide
love to
down the
see
gravel.
this mountain the way it is, should probably go and see it in the next 10 years or so, just because the next eruption is probably due in the next 10, 15 years.
Well, that's what they've been saying for the last 100
No,
years,
this
Sam.
one for, I think, because, the last eruption was, I think, in the early 1700s, so
Have you
it's...
got a feeling in your
you
water
never
Sam?
know,
Well,
though.
no,
you
it's
never
just-
know. You never know. When
Oh,
they're
you
gonna
can't.
erupt.
It's Mother
Yeah,
Nature again,
right.
but yeah, so... Put it this way, if I was living around there, I would be looking to
And
move.
so,
Because, dude, it's going to take everything out over there.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
and so, when people do go, should they expect to see a flying copy of the prototype novel just hovering around?
yeah. Jumping
Buy
out
the
of-
copy and then hold it up and you can take a picture just like this.
And
Right.
Photoshop your hand out with
So
your skills.
anyways, yeah.
All
But
right.
anyways,
So
Mount
prototype,
Fuji will look
yes.
different, I
Yeah.
think,
And have
20,
we got
30 years from now.
any more details in the second novel that's set in the past?
I don't want to jinx it. I don't want, it's a work in progress, so things might change.
So
we'll
if
see.
Jim, for
And,
example, was to ask to have a cheeky Englishman and a sporty surfer dude in it, maybe that could happen if the fans wanted it.
if the fans wanted it.
Okay, all right, it's good to
And
know.
right now, I'm talking to an agent right now, and that agent might want me to go the other way with bring something else. So we don't know, but right now I'm working on that novel. So
Okay.
okay. So anyways, that's our podcast for today this month.
Thanks
But
for
where
watching,
can they find you
everybody.
online, Sam?
I have a website, sammitani.com. Also, the prototype's available on Amazon. If you read it, you like it, it'd be nice if you left me a
Are you still doing the
5-star.
prototype novel Instagram account? Are you still doing that, or are you?
Oh yeah, it's called Stockton Clay, which is
Why'd you change it to the? That's the name of the character
yeah,
in the book.
yeah.
Why'd
because
you change it?
because it's like it's all old now. Prototype, right? It's been there. Should I change it back? I don't know.
Well, no one knows who Stockton Clay is.
But it's okay. I mean,
They
it's
read
not.
them over.
I'm just that Instagram is just where I put my car stuff. You know, I just
Right.
because I don't. I don't Instagram that much, anyways. Some of the stuff, I was like, why would I put this on my own account? Oh, and then I have my own Instagram.
What is
account,
your
which-
own Instagram, Sam? I want to see.
Sam Mitani. Everything's Sam Mitani.
'Cause
Twitter, Sam Mitani.
Everyone likes seeing those baseball
Actually, you know
pics
what-
and
you
the
know-
food pics. I love them.
Actually, you know what? I had the most Twitter likes I think I've got ever is the one I posted last week on my Twitter account, because I'm very not active on Twitter either. I just I don't even follow anyone or whatever. But I did one with Bruce Lee. I follow Bruce Lee, the Bruce Lee Twitter account,
Yeah.
and
What'd you put up?
when he's just beating everyone up. They're Japanese guys. So I just said, "Hey man, Bruce Lee was the best, man. Even though even when he's beating up my Japanese bros, everyone loved it." So, anyways, if I'll post fun stuff there
And
once in a
Taro,
while.
where can they find out your stuff?
At GT Channel on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. We're GT Channel, obviously, if you're listening to this. Follow us on Facebook, and also follow us on iTunes for this podcast.
Which is
Podspeed.
growing, which is awesome.
Which is growing, yeah. So sign up, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, give us a review. That really helps.
A
A
wonderful
good review.
bumping
A good
us up,
review,
yeah,
please.
bump-
As I like to tell people for the No Braking podcast, think of it as a review out of 10. And if you didn't really like it that much, give it 5. So 5 stars. Perfectly
Yeah.
fine. If they did like it a lot, give it 10. Just round it down to 5, because that's all you can give it out of. So it's out of 5. Just go, think of a 10-point system.
Yeah.
And then to
Just give us a good point.
find our lovely, your editorial articles and my car reviews, maybe in the GT channel features.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's features.
yes,
now,
it's
so
called
good.
Features now
Yeah.
on GTchannel.com. Check it out.
All right.
And they can always find me, Sam. We're trying to cut me off before I go. At
Sorry.
No Braking, NOBRAKING on Instagram and Facebook. And then you can also check us at nobraking.com
Yeah,
for all
not
that car reviews.
not BREAKING.
BRAKING.
Yeah, that'd be like no break dancing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or breaking their bones of those Japanese guys that
Bruce Lee was doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next month. So, just like to wish everyone Podspeed.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.